I'm doing the roundabout the French way to see if it works.
I don't care, look, you queued up here, just move it.
And this is what happened. I mean, that's...
Move the vehicle.
Hammond's been beaten up by the locals.
In the first episode, you investigate one of life's great mysteries. What's the matter with the French? What conclusion do you come to?
Well, it's funny. We set off thinking it'll all be, we'll be laughing at the French and their funny cars and their funny attitude to cars. But then, as the program moves along, we start to think, well, maybe they're right. It could be onto something here. So it becomes quite an affectionate look at French car history and French cars and French attitudes, which was great and a real surprise and quite a joy to find. Certainly, their difference in attitude, for instance, the worst thing you could do in France would be to be seen on your drive on a Sunday morning cleaning your car. That would be disgusting, Dave. Because it's just a machine. You don't need to clean it and look after it. And it's quite liberating once you get your mind into that way of thinking. It's quite good.
So you have stopped cleaning your cars now, or what's the deal?
Absolutely. Yeah, so we discussed that the French have never made a sort of big purpose-built off-roader. And then we realised why. It's because a French person would look at a hill and think, I need to get up there. Well, I'll just take my car. Whether it's a Renault Clio or a Renault, it doesn't matter. They'll go up there. Because they don't care about those dents and scrapes and scratches. That's just what happens to a car. Look at the way they park in Paris. And I did do some French parking in the show to demonstrate. As soon as you stop caring, it's great.
Yeah, and when you were driving this weird propeller car, it looked so incredibly happy. Is there anything else in life that can match that joy?
I don't think there's many things that can match for joy a car with an aeroplane propeller on the front of it. For me,
Really?
the comedy in that was the fact that somebody decided that was a good idea. Somebody thought, I know what the world needs is a car with an aeroplane propeller on the front of it, because everybody will die. It's a disastrous idea. But it really was made as a commercial venture. We thought it was the future of cars. It wasn't. It didn't catch on.
Unfortunately. So, one of the things you highlight throughout the episode is the French constant need to protest. Have you ever gone out on the street protesting anything?
No, I don't think I have ever gone out on the street, which means I wouldn't be very good at being French. And neither am I a philosopher. And it seems all French people are philosophers and protesters. So I'd never pass for a French person.
So, if we look at the IMDb, the Mongolia Special-Survival of the Fattest is the highest rated episode. Do you have any idea why?
It was amazing to do. It was an incredible place to visit. I was very happy to go there. It's a place I've always wanted to go. And because it's all common land, so you can just settle where you want to settle. So it's quite barren and brutal, but sort of starkly beautiful. It's a wonderful place to visit. It's a hellish journey.
So, which is the best music for the road?
Oh, good Lord. I have very, very broad taste in music, so I don't know. Well, okay, there's a Mongolian rock band called The Who, which actually is really good when you're driving. Just be careful where you listen to it, because you may find the speed creeps up a little bit. That can be an issue. So I'd probably flatten off from that with JJ Cale or something that's a bit more gentle.
Which car or other vehicle do you regret selling the most?
Oh, I always regret selling cars. I don't even think I sold a Ferrari 550, a Morgan Aero Max, a Lotus Esprit 350 Sport. Yeah, I don't like selling cars. But sometimes they gotta go.
Yeah, and these shows have made you something of a globetrotter. How many countries have you been in?
We don't know, loads. Honestly, I've never added them all up. I don't know a lot. We're very lucky. It's a great way to travel the world. So we've been, we've had the opportunity to go to some incredible places, which has not been something I ever thought I'd be lucky enough to get to do. And traveling with a load of mates on a big crew with a job to do is great, because you don't arrive as you do when you're on holiday and think, hey, this better be beautiful because it's my holiday. You arrive and think, oh, what adventure are we going to have? Which is very different. and a wonderful way to travel. So yeah, we've been incredibly lucky to get to do that. No doubt about it.
And which countries has been the most exciting? With the show, of course.
It depends what we're going to do there as to which one becomes, Burma was incredible. Myanmar was incredible to visit. We got into the Shan state. That was exciting. But then, likewise, Botswana is not particularly exciting, but it's beautiful and feels a bit like home. We traveled across India. And the North Pole was an incredible place to visit, the magnetic North Pole. So we've just been very lucky to go and see these places with a job to do while you're there, with a purpose.
Yeah. So how does it work when you create an episode? What is the process?
There'll be the spark of an original idea, which quite often Jeremy runs in, has had some crazy idea, looking at a magazine and seen a picture of something he wants us to go there. And then we'll all start chipping in contributions, and then they go through the business of pre-production, of working out, can it be done, is it affordable, is it possible, is it safe, and then they've got to start building the show up, because it's a big show to make. It's expensive and time consuming. It's a big crew. I mean, they're very good, but they've got to deliver. People expect those high production values on screen, and that takes time and effort and skill.
Yeah. Has the Fast and the Furious movies in some way affected the layout of the show? Like all the crazy stunts and...
Not really. No, we only ever set out to make the best car show we could make. That's all we've ever set out to do for 20 years. And that's what we'll continue to do, really.
Yeah.
Make it as good as we can.
So which is the best car movie ever made?
I'm a big fan of Bullet. I know it's an old car, but I love the car anyway. And I just love the sort of tense, strung out, simple nature of it.
No, it's
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Here he comes! Pete, it's elastic.
Oh.